You know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
Hey, it is us, Those Weekend Golf Guys. I am John Ashton. He is Jeff Smith. And together, collectively, Those Weekend Golf Guys. That's the way it works. This is just another one of those shows where we talk about sports in a world where there are no sports to talk about. But we are going to talk about golf because, lo and behold, people are still playing golf. Yes.
Well, they ought to be.
It is the epitome of social distancing, right?
Especially where you hit your ball.
Yeah. You know, I hit mine in the woods on the left. You hit yours in the woods on the right. I mean, we can go from tee to green and never be within 60 feet of each other, let alone 6 feet.
You know, the best part about all that is that if you're hitting yours in on the left, I'm hitting mine in on the right, I bet I collect more golf balls than you.
Yes.
I think there's more slicers than there are hookers.
Yes, I agree with you. That is probably absolutely true. And I am not going to make any other comments about that comment. We are just going to move on very smoothly and quickly. But that's one of the things we're going to talk about. The National Golf Foundation, who exists for the sole purpose of compiling numbers. These guys are like number freaks, you know? And they've got a bunch of numbers about golf and COVID, and we are going to talk about some of that. We're going to ask the musical question. You know, most golf courses now have cups raised, so you don't have to worry about putting the ball in the cup, but you have to hit the cup with the ball. So the question is, does a ball that hits the cup on a par 3 on the fly count as an ace? We're going to have a couple of folks representing different sides of that story, and they're going to slug it out when we come right back in a little bit. Suddenly, you know, my phone didn't go off at all until I get here. So, yes, we will definitely be, I don't want to say arguing, but we'll be debating that topic when we come right back, going over a bunch of numbers and doing the obligatory, hey, since you're home, why don't you do this? Because someday you're going to get back out to the golf course and you want to be better when you get there. We're going to be doing that because that's one of Jeff's fortes. We'll be doing all that and a whole lot more when we come back. Hang out with us. We are Those Weekend Golf Guys. Of course, we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/golf guys. We would love it if you were to go there and like us. We'd love it even more if you'd go there and follow us, facebook.com/golf guys. You know, now more than ever, it's very critical to take care of yourself and to avoid unnecessary trips to the doctor, the chiropractor, and the masseuse. Social distancing is having an effect on everything these days, and nothing's more important right now than keeping your body healthy and pain-free. So if you're sitting at home suffering from aches and pains from arthritis, backaches, muscle soreness, maybe joint pain, and you want to try a drug-free solution, then you owe it to yourself to try the product that you're probably hearing about across so many podcasts. It's called CryoFreeze CBD Pain Relief Roll-On. It's an all-natural topical pain reliever that instantly ices out the pain with a 1-2 punch of super cold menthol and hemp CBD. Simply roll CryoFreeze onto your back, your neck, your hands, any other of the painful areas, and it will help block the pain, reduce the inflammation, and improve muscle and joint flexibility. CryoFreeze contains 10 powerful ingredients that combine to provide a powerhouse dose of relief, which can last up to 8 hours, much longer than any other roll-on. So try CryoFreeze today and learn why so many people have rated it 5 stars and have written so many letters thanking Omax for the life-changing relief that they're getting from this product. And Omax is offering our listeners 20% off a 1-month supply of Omax CryoFreeze, plus free shipping. Now, this discount also applies toward any product site-wide. So just go to omaxhealth.com and enter the code WEEKEND. omaxhealth.com and enter the code WEEKEND to get 20% off Omax CryoFreeze site-wide. Okay? 20% off a 1-month supply of Omax CryoFreeze. And they'll even give you free shipping. The site is omaxhealth.com. So go there today, omaxhealth.com, and enter the code WEEKEND. That's the important part. omaxhealth.com. Enter the code WEEKEND, get 20% off Omax CryoFreeze and anything else site-wide. Hey, thanks for hanging. We are back, those weekend golf guys. It's a strange game these days for various and sundry reasons. And there's an argument going on, too, as to even if golf is something that people should be doing, how dangerous is it?
Of course it is.
Of course it is. It gets you outdoors, gets you out of the house. Somebody said the other day that ever since they've been basically quarantined in the house, they now can understand why their dog tries to bolt out the door every time they open it.
Yeah.
Because it gets boring in here. Big time.
Yeah, I mean, dogs get cabin fever every day.
I know. It's terrible,
It's like a big prison.
Now you would have a much higher regard for the sympathy, more empathy, I guess is the word, for what your pets go through on a daily basis. But the question is, when golf courses do open, they've made some great changes. Chief among them being they've taken the cups and they've raised them an inch or so above the level of the green. So you don't have to worry about putting the ball in the cup and fishing it out afterwards. All you have to worry about is...
made you a lot better putter.
Yeah, you just have to worry about hitting the cup. I can still miss him by that much.
That's right.
But now here's the scenario, man. You're 163 yards away from the hole.
Mm-hmm.
You hit a beautiful shot. Let's say it's downhill and a little wind at your back, so you hit a 7-iron, okay? You bounce on the front of the green, you roll right in the direction of the cup. It takes a little bit of the break, and you see it look like it bounced. So you assume it hit the cup. Can you count that as a hole-in-one?
What are you betting for? It all depends on who you're playing with and what the bet is, right?
Don't worry about the bet. It's just Mr. Rules guy. First off, it's strange, but if the rule is that if you hit the cup, it's good, then it would count. Also, if you hit the cup, it would be good as a hole-in-one, would it not?
All right, so let's get into this.
Because rules be rules.
We're playing in, rules be rules, and they haven't really ruling. They've made an alteration to how we're playing the game. Right, not saying anything about whether anything's official or not, just because we're raising cups and putting PVC in the cups and putting foam things in the cups so we don't have to touch it and reach down and no touching the flag stick and all that other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it doesn't make anything official. So it isn't going to make your hole-in-one official. I know you want it to be that way. Your argument is falling on deaf ears with me because we're in a temporary race and know it, right? Do you want this? Let's say, John, that this is your ace. You've never had one in your whole life, and nobody really saw it, and it winds up somewhere near, a couple feet away, and somebody, the golfer usually, you say, I saw it bounce off of the cup from 63 yards away or further, and everybody's going to go, yeah. Right. Do you really want that as your legacy? Do you really? Right. I mean, it's look. That's an ace with an asterisk, isn't it?
It is. I know I'm not going to get a picture in the clubhouse, but that's okay.
So here's the thing. What are you going to do? Oh yeah, that counts, but I don't have to buy drinks because the clubhouse isn't open.
Exactly. This is the time to do it. If you're going to hit an ace, this is definitely the time to do it, man.
Right.
But I want to take you up on something. I don't know who you play with, but in the groups I play with, were I to hit a shot that was headed toward the flag, everybody else in the group would be watching it intently because they'd be taking bets that it's not going to go in. Okay.
See, like I said first, who you play with and what's the bet. See, and here we are full circle.
Right, but I just wanted to point out that we're at my group. I would not be the only one who saw it hit or not hit the cup. Okay, that's just the point I'm trying to make there. But
I thought that you were going to say everyone was waiting because they saw a miracle about to happen where a ball got on the green and looked like it was moving toward the cup.
That could be
like,
too.
Look at this one, folks. We don't see this often. We get to look at a green to see a ball coming.
Should that happen, I'm sure they would all contribute and ask me to go buy a lottery ticket. So anyhow, no, but I mean, is doing that any worse than the guy who hits a bad shot that basically doesn't get more than 3 feet off the ground, but was hit so hard that it rolls up onto the green and through no talent or anything but pure dumb luck winds up in the cup? That guy still gets to claim an ace.
He gets to claim an ace because it actually was one. It doesn't have to be a pretty ace. It can be as lucky as you want it.
Uh-huh.
But if you struck it, and then the very next time that you touched your golf ball, it was to pluck it out of the hole and nothing else, no one else tapped it in for you,
Mm-hmm.
that still gets to count. It's still as legit as is because that ball went into the hole.
If the rule is, I have counted as a in the cup if I hit the cup on any. So then you're saying that any par, any birdie, any eagle, any bogey or double bogey is just as suspect as any ace I might claim to have during a round during this time?
Yeah. I am.
You am?
I am.
So no score counts during this.
If you're going to put it on your handicap or count it for, I just went out and had my best round ever. I just shot a 64. That means that speed control didn't matter because I can sit there and ram it into that hole on a beeline going for it, and it'll bounce off 6 feet out just because I know that I can take away a lot of the break by beating it. No, that doesn't count either. If you want to sit there and trick yourself all you want. See, the problem with all that is there is that mirror that you have to look into every day when you're brushing your teeth and washing your face, and combing your hair. Uh-huh. And you got to know, did I really make that hole in one that I'm claiming that I did or not? Yay or nay?
Yeah. And the guy in the mirror would look me straight in the eye and go, "Hey, go for it, John. Yeah, you did it. We saw it." Don't listen to Jeff. He's just too much of a stickler.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the official edict from on high is, yes, continue playing, but don't count any of these scores because it's too damn easy.
I would say that we're in a temporary situation. We're here to get out of the house, play golf for fun, and warm up our games and not worry about it. It's April, right?
Yeah.
It's April. Okay. Well, that's for those of us in the north. For all of our listeners in the south, they're like, dang, it's April. It means we're probably going to have to go back up north pretty soon because pretty quickly it's going to be too stinking hot down here.
That's right. Yeah. The greens fees in Florida are about to go down to $12 for 18 if you can make it for 18. Whew.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You can get there and the heat. Yeah. How about this one, right? How about the people? What if they got to hang out in Florida for a little while longer and they got to sweat now, as opposed to, hey, I get to travel back up north to the better climate now that the season is upon us.
All I can say
is, can't wait to get back to playing golf.
Serve them right to seven, baby. Serve them right. That's what they get. That's what they get for living in Florida for the winter. Are they stopping at the border, leaving Florida, just as they are coming into Florida?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Hear that.
Yeah, they're yeah. You try to get into Florida with a New Jersey or a New York license plate? Not happening, buddy.
Really?
Oh, yes. As you pull over right here, 14 days from now, we'll discuss whether or not you're going to drive any further. Yeah.
Really? So what do they got, a big holding tank over there?
I don't know. You sleep in your car or turn around and go home.
They're directing people to. There you go.
Yeah. That's it.
Islando de Quarantine. Is that what we got going there?
I think so, man. It is tough, man. It is tough. How are golf courses and golfers in general reacting to this whole COVID-19, don't you move, stay inside kind of deal? Well, we've got the numbers, and we're going to go over them when we come right back. Stick with us. We are those Weekend Golf Guys. Of course, we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Golf Guys. We would love it if you were to go there and like us. We'd love it even more if you'd go there and follow us, facebook.com/Golf Guys. Now, more than ever, it's very critical to take care of yourself and to avoid unnecessary trips to the doctor, the chiropractor, and the masseuse. Social distancing is having an effect on everything these days. And nothing's more important right now than keeping your body healthy and pain-free. So if you're sitting at home suffering from aches and pains from arthritis, backaches, muscle soreness, maybe joint pain, and you want to try a drug-free solution, then you owe it to yourself to try the product that you're probably hearing about across so many podcasts. It's called CryoFreeze CBD Pain Relief Roll-On. It's an all-natural topical pain reliever that instantly ices out the pain with a 1-2 punch of super cold menthol and hemp CBD. Simply roll CryoFreeze onto your back, your neck, your hands, any other of the painful areas, and it will help block the pain, reduce the inflammation, and improve muscle and joint flexibility. CryoFreeze contains 10 powerful ingredients that combine to provide a powerhouse dose of relief, which can last up to 8 hours, much longer than any other roll-on. So try CryoFreeze today and learn why so many people have rated it 5 stars and have written so many letters thanking Omax for the life-changing relief that they're getting from this product. And Omax is offering our listeners 20% off a 1-month supply of Omax CryoFreeze, plus free shipping. Now, this discount also applies toward any product site-wide. So just go to omaxhealth.com and enter the code WEEKEND. omaxhealth.com and enter the code WEEKEND to get 20% off Omax CryoFreeze site-wide. Okay? 20% off a 1-month supply of Omax CryoFreeze. And they'll even give you free shipping. The site is omaxhealth.com. So go there today, omaxhealth.com, and enter the code WEEKEND. That's the important part. omaxhealth.com. Enter the code WEEKEND, get 20% off Omax CryoFreeze and anything else site-wide. You want to see how great a golf instructor Jeff Smith really is? It's very easy. $5golfclub.com. The number $5golfclub.com. And it is us, those weekend golf guys, practicing. We're not practicing. We've perfected this whole social distancing thing. I'm John Ashton in the studio. He is Jeff Smith at the Golf Cave, and we are more than 6 feet apart. About 80 miles.
Yeah, that's the best part.
It is.
About 80 miles. We can do this.
We can do this.
We can do this. I've been, interestingly enough, one of the first shows that I was on, I came down to the radio station, and I realized at that point social distancing to do this show was necessary.
You're just too cheap to pay the gas back and forth, man. When you found,
that's really
when you found out
right?
you couldn't get reimbursed, suddenly it was, well, we got to come up with an alternative here.
I'm like, wait a second. Let's see. I'm not getting paid and they're not covering my gas nor my Chick-fil-A on the way down.
That's it. You're
So,
going to have to work a brand new deal with these
we're gonna
guys.
do this from home.
National Golf Foundation is a bunch of guys. I don't know. Maybe they flunked out of accounting school or something. They love numbers, but they don't have to add up.
Yeah.
But they still play with numbers and they love it. And we've got a bunch of numbers from the National Golf Foundation. They're kind of surprising, actually. A number of states have said golf courses must be closed. And then they looked and they went, well, never mind. But there are 12 states that have mandated closing of the golf courses.
Who are these 12 states?
Washington, New Mexico, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Vermont, and New Hampshire.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
There were 13, but Ohio reversed themselves.
They reneged?
Yes. They said,
that?
Come to think of it, I guess maybe
Yeah.
Jack Nicklaus complained. I don't know.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
People are outside.
Yeah.
And they're not gathering in large groups at all. Matter of fact, most of the golf courses are having people either walk, bring their own pull carts,
Mm-hmm.
or if they're going to take a golf cart, they're going to take individual golf carts.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, they're wiping these things down.
Yes. Yeah, they are fully, what's the word I'm looking for? Sanitized for your protection.
Yeah.
Every time they're brought out. We played last week, the regular group got together and they weren't doing because they didn't have enough. I mean, the South Park Country Club was just totally booked on a Thursday. Okay. There were no available tee times because nobody's working. So everybody says, hey, let's go play golf. So they did not have enough carts to do the one person per cart, but they did have a very strict rule and they had guys out enforcing it too. Only one person could be in the cart at a time.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So one person drove, the other person walked. The only
what
time,
a good idea that is.
yeah, the only time it was a hassle was on the tee. Because other than that, most of the time, as you're close enough to where your ball was or whatever, you switch off and, it was fine. Worked out fine. You got more exercise than you ever had before, too, playing golf.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a good thing because, people are up and they're moving around.
Yeah, and that's it. And you're far away from the madding crowd. You're not sitting in homes where, there can be germs lingering about on countertops and doorknobs and things like that. Don't let other people play your clubs. They've got it set up one way or the other, either with the raised cups or the PVC pipe or pool noodles or whatever, where you don't have to touch the flags. You don't have to stick your hand way down into the cup to retrieve your ball. Don't let anybody else pull your ball out of the cup or pick it up off the green or throw it to you or whatever. Most putters these days have little doodads on them where you don't even have to bend over to get your putter anymore. Get your ball. You can toss it to somebody just using the other end of your putter, So it's safe for the most part. And once people understand, I guess the governors of the 12 states don't play golf. That must be the difference. If a governor of the state plays golf, he understands. If the governor does not play golf, he just figures it's like anything else. This ain't a bowling alley, people, It's a golf course.
Right.
And keep it open.
They're spread out. Let's just say that you've got 100 people at the golf course that day. Just 100.
Yeah.
It's a nice, easy number. Those people are spread out over many, 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 many acres.
Exactly. Miles even.
It's crazy.
If you have 100 people within, what do you walk, about 5.5 miles during the course of a round on most golf courses?
I do. I walk about 4 miles when I walk a golf course.
You got 100 people in a 4-mile distance, they're not going to be close enough to really communicate anything, diseases or ideas or anything like that. But the National Golf Foundation says that 74% of the in-season golf courses are open. That means 74% of the golf courses that should be open are open. There are a lot of golf courses in the Northeast and the upper Midwest and the Northwest that, because the temperatures are still cool and there's still probably, feet of snow somewhere up there, they are not usually opened at this time of year, so they don't count. We're talking only about the in-season golf courses. 77% of the public courses are open, 78% of the private courses are open, but only 54% of the municipal courses are open.
Yeah.
Again,
that's not a surprise.
Mayors that don't play golf, right?
Or they're succumbing to the pressure of why are some places allowed to be open and my business isn't, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why would you have this edict that everybody has to stay home, Mr. Governor, Mr. Mayor, and they're not allowed to go out and do this, but they're allowed to go play golf?
Right.
They're still in their car. They're still I can hear these arguments.
Right. And if it comes from a guy who writes a big enough check every few years, then he gets listened to. Not that I'm a cynic when it comes to politicians at all. No, not me.
No, clearly not.
But there's one thing that kind of got me a little surprised. And then I started thinking about it and I said, well, actually, it's not surprising. But golf rounds in February were up almost 16% over where last year's rounds were.
Sure.
It's the only thing to do.
We didn't know anything about it. Right. It's the only thing to do. But at the same time, it's February. And nobody really had this thing hit them until March.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Nobody even were forced into seclusion until mid-March.
Right.
So, I'm not surprised that the February numbers were good. I'll bet you the March numbers aren't going to be all that good. And I bet the April numbers aren't going to be all that good.
I would beg to differ with you. I bet you the March numbers are going to be very good because so few people are working. And many of those people who are not working, I don't know how nice it is to consider yourself non-essential, but, most of us are non-essential. So we're available to play golf. And in the grander scheme of things, if playing golf is the only thing you can do to get you out of the house, then you're going to do it. I think that is why most of the golf courses that I have been to, and this is purely anecdotal, I have no numbers to back it up at all, but every golf course I have been to so far since March or the beginning of March, so the last, 5 or 6 weeks, has been packed. I have had problems getting tee times. I have had problems playing a quick round. It just seems that everybody and their proverbial brother is out playing golf.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's that way in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. I mean, that's just me. It's just anecdotal. It's just what's happening with us. But most of the golf courses around here have been very busy. And, and it's safe. I mean, the clubhouses are not open. Like you were saying at your place, you got to drive up window, pay your green fees, get your cart key, and head on out the road,
Yeah, which is, convenient. You're not going to sell anything out of the golf shop much, but certainly, and they've got a little window for people to pull up to the snack bar as well. Right?
Yeah.
So they pull up to the back of the building over there, and they walk up to the window at the snack bar. The lady inside's got the thing propped open, and that's 3 of these, 4 of those, 2 of those, and you get a
exactly at South Park where we were playing last week. The numbers are very prominently displayed everywhere. You need something, you call them, they'll put it together, and they'll meet you out front. Real simple. That's how it works. So, there you go. It's safer. I'm not going to say it's safe because in this day and age, nobody knows exactly where you can or cannot be to make sure you don't get this stuff. But so far from what we've heard, you can avoid most of the pitfalls by playing golf. You're not close to people. You're not touching the same thing they're touching. You're not close enough to spit on anybody or to cough on anybody or sneeze on anybody. You're outside. You're getting fresh air. You're getting exercise, which is going to help your system fight off any kind of an infection. And I'm just saying, it's of all the options you have, it is probably the safest in this time. Would you agree?
I agree. I think a couple of other things that are really good for people, hiking. But this is not those weekend hiking shows.
Right, exactly.
So,
yeah. Well, that's it. And if you are a hiker and not a golfer and you're, living with or married to a golfer, nobody says you have to swing a club on a golf course. You can just walk.
Yeah, just go with them.
Yeah.
You can go for your hike.
Exactly.
On the golf course.
And that way, if they come home and claim they had an ace, you don't have to look at them and go, yeah, right. Because you would have been there to see it, right?
But then, here's the thing. Even the non-golfer would understand that if the ball doesn't actually go in the hole, it can't be counted as an ace.
Only if they have like a hard-ass rules guy with them. Okay.
You knew that was coming.
Yeah. Okay.
You sensed it as soon as it was coming up. Like, yeah, here he goes.
Here he goes. All right, I'm gonna have an ace one way or the other. Even if it kills me, man. Even if it kills me, I'm gonna have an ace sometime in the not too distant future.
Just get yourself one of those, an 18-hole chipping contest going, and just here we go.
Yeah. I have chipped in.
Do that.
I've done that a couple times so far this season. Chipped in. So, yeah. Yes. Brilliant up and down for a double bogey. We've done those repeatedly. We've got more. What can you do to get better when you do get back out there if you're not going to leave your house? Jeff answers that question and a lot more when we come right back. Don't you move. We are those Quick Hit Golfcast.
Now there's a martini that improves your driving. The new Martini Golf Tee actually gives you longer, straighter drives compared to old-fashioned wood tees. It's virtually unbreakable, made in the USA, and conforms with USGA rules. Get yours today at martinigolftees.com. So improve your driving with a martini. The Martini Golf Tee. Visit martinigolftees.com.
These are unprecedented times, challenging how the YMCA works to strengthen community as we have for nearly 170 years. But we've always found ways to help people and communities in times of crisis. Right now, Ys across the country are providing emergency childcare, shelter, food programs, and outreach to seniors. But we can't do it alone. Whether you're connected to the Y or have a fond Y memory, we need you to stay with us. Reach out to your local Y today and stay with us for a better us.
And it is us back again, those weekend golf guys. I'm John Ashton. He is Jeff Smith, the number one golf instructor in the state of Indiana, Jeff Smith, according to Golf Digest magazine. That one.
I like those people.
Yeah, they're great. Very, very well versed in this whole game. They know whereof they speak. It's not just them that makes that decision either. They go out to the field and they ask, don't they? I mean, they do their own research.
Yeah, that's actually a vote of my golf professional peers.
Yeah.
Is what the Golf Digest thing is.
That is very cool.
The Golf Magazine ranking, that's also a thing that is you're voted on by your peers.
Cool.
And the processes are different, but it isn't that you can go pat yourself on the back and lobby for it and all those things. Those don't get to happen that way.
We won an award too, by the way. I don't know if you saw it, still up there on our Facebook page at facebook.com/golfguys.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Another one. We're chalking up awards left and right, man. We have gotten one of the top 25 golf podcasts you have to listen to by FeedSpot and the best golf podcast radio show in the United States by Consumer Value Magazine in Great Britain. And now this, an Indiana organization, picked us as number one in the media production for the state of Indiana. So
hey, don't forget,
this
is don't forget the best golf co-host award on the face of the earth as ranked by those Weekend Golf Guys magazine.
Yeah. It's a shame she's not with us any longer. But anyhow.
Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket.
Okay, so here is the deal. You're home. You have a wife who's like, you're not going out. You're not going out. Until she needs something. Goes, could you run to the store? Okay. Or is that just mine? I'm not sure.
Okay. No, it's not.
Okay.
Let me tell you. Okay. I can say this because I know that she no longer listens to our show. She's tired of hearing my voice. So, I'll have to tell you, it's a secret.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't let anybody else know. But I caught a bunch of grief because I was going to go to the studio by myself, to be in a room by myself, going to drive by myself in a car to do a video by myself. And I was duly chastised about that because I shouldn't be out, period.
Right.
The very next morning, it was, I'm going to go to the store and then we're going to go take some food to a lady over here. Like, I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it.
That's probably the smartest move you made all week, man. Not saying it.
Yeah, by not saying anything.
That's right. Exactly. So, but anyhow, you are dutifully staying home, or at least trying to make it look like you're staying home. You gaze longingly at the golf clubs in the corner of the room or in the garage or out on the back deck.
Yes.
What would you suggest people do to quell the fix they need for golf and to be proactively working toward doing something better when they actually do get back out on a golf course?
Well, the first thing I can tell you is go chip in the backyard. If it's nice out, just get a couple of balls and put a wedge in your hand and just chip.
Yeah.
Come on. The weather's good enough now. We're not talking about dead of the winter stuff.
Right.
Yeah. We're talking about look, dead of winter stuff is, you're not getting outside.
Right.
So let's find out what can we do with a club in our hand outside. Go chip at some trees. Go chip at a pile of leaves. Go chip it over the sidewalk. Go work on some soft shots all around the thing. And you can work on your short game all over the place. And then go stand in the backyard and get your 7-iron out and go make 100 swings. And make it toward the edge of your property, not right smack in the middle of your yard. Because you know you're going to take a divot.
You don't want those big divots.
You're going to do it.
That's right.
Right? Go to the edge, right between your yard and the neighbor's yard, where nobody's going to argue about it and nobody's going to see it.
Right.
It's far enough from the windows of the house that nobody's going to see the divots down there between nobody's going to care.
No.
Go there and make some swings. And just loosen up and be smart about what you're doing and just say, hey, look, I'm going to do something. But now we're outside enough. It's warm enough. We can just put on a lightweight jacket and we can go outside and we can swing and we can move and we can mentally get our golf fix by we don't have to hit golf balls when we're making full swings. Go make 50 swings.
Yeah.
And
And
then
just
go chip.
and just
and hit
imagine
some small pitch shots in the yard.
take that full swing with the 7-iron and just imagine in your head the beautiful flight of that ball.
Yeah. Come on, we get outside now.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
It's springtime.
It is, yeah.
So let's not think that we have to hole ourselves up in the house. At the house, okay, right? But in the house, really? Okay, so if you're going to be in the house, then let's go to all the wintertime things like get out your ping pong balls
Mm-hmm.
and chip them over the sofa, chip them onto the sofa, chip them into the chair. Make yourself a small target.
Mm-hmm.
Get out a trash can and put it in the corner and chip ping pong balls. Don't use real balls, folks. They're going to dent your walls. They're going to create problems. You're going to have to fix stuff.
Yeah.
Don't even use those foam ones because the foam ones, you'll tend to hit them too hard. They do bounce. The foam ones do knock over plants,
Mm-hmm.
and they do knock over vases and lamps and that picture of your mother-in-law, which I'm not going to be responsible when you do that.
Sounds like the voice of experience talking here.
It could be.
Yeah.
Very well could be, right? Get a ping pong ball. It will not break the TV.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Gotcha.
It won't. Believe me.
Yeah.
So get those and do that. But let's get into stretching. I mean, let's get into doing something that gets your body going. Let's go ride a bike. Yeah. Is that golf practice? No, but it is good for your body. And does make you feel good.
And
Right?
doing stuff that's good for your body, especially your legs, is going to help your golf game.
That's right. Riding a bike is really good on your ankles, knees, hips, and your rear end
Mm-hmm.
and your lower back. It's
Mhm.
a terrific exercise because it strengthens every muscle that you're going to use in golf.
Right. Right. And make you more pliable or flexible. That's the word. It's more flexible.
Well, pliable is somewhat appropriate, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Bones are not going to be pliable anyway.
Yeah.
So the rest of us, we're working on that.
Yeah, that's it.
But to get yourself better, and then there's also the putting. How about the putting? How about get to the garage floor? That really slick floor that you got.
Mm-hmm.
Go put down something. Put down some pieces of tape on the floor and putt to spots where your speed control is good. Putt into the kitchen, but if other people are home, they're going to be irritated with you, so they don't want to be around you.
Right.
They don't want to have your golf ball rolling on the grout floors in the house. Go to the garage, pull the car out. Start to putt. Do some things like that. Give yourself a backboard because the garage floor, it's pretty slick, and the ball's going to roll pretty fast. So you work on your timing, your tempo, your smooth stroke. Put something behind you. You won't be chasing balls around all over the place.
Let
But
me
the
ask
truth is you can putt.
Let me ask a question. Is the felt that they have on those putting mats that you can buy different from the felt you could go to Walmart and get 17 yards of for $1 a yard?
Not much at all.
So you could make your own putting mat rather cheaply.
Right.
Right?
Right. And the truth is that if it's really thin, it's really helpful because then you can put it on the garage floor that's hard and it'll roll beautifully smooth.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But
yeah.
what's interesting is that the surface below what your ball is rolling on has a monstrous effect on the overall quality of the putt when you're building these things. If I put it in my bedroom on the thicker carpet,
Mm-hmm.
the ball doesn't roll very quickly at all.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
I don't really get all the physics and the friction behind all that, but the truth is that if you put it on the garage floor and you put a piece of felt on the garage floor, you'll have one terrific putting mat.
Cool. And you can get
it'll be outstanding.
You can not only get felt, but you can get green felt. I'm sure there's a lot left over that they had pre-ordered for St. Patrick's Day that they didn't do anything with. You could probably.
I bet you're right.
Yeah. Get a bunch.
I bet you're right. You can go to Michael's and go get yourself something.
Yeah.
You know what? And because you're going to do it, you can make it cheap. Of course, you're maybe not allowed to go out to these places and get them. Do it in do it in the middle of the night when they're open 24 hours and
Yeah, that's true too.
not a lot of people around, right?
Right. You don't have to worry about staying 6 feet away. That's it. That whole thing, man. Are you walking around with a ruler now? So you can make sure you're at least 6 feet from people?
No. I'm just kind of, when they get into irritation distance, that's when I know.
Yeah. Well,
I get the sense that if I'm going to irritate somebody, they're taking a step back. I know it. That's good enough.
Too close. You have invaded my personal space.
Yeah.
So,
and everybody's personal space has gotten bigger recently.
It certainly has. It certainly has. So do yourself a favor and make sure that your space is not invaded, nor do you invade other people's space. Take it upon yourself to play some golf, because if you are a golfer, you are in luck, because your particular method of relaxation, of whatever you want to call what you're doing, is not in any way conflicting with the rules of the social distancing. So your particular form of recreation does not run afoul of the whole health watch, COVID-19 avoidance that everybody is going for. So, and that is it. And ping pong balls.
You could say it a little
wonders.
quicker than that. You could just say, "Get away from me."
Yeah. Yes. Stay over there. Over there. Just make sure that you stay over there. Oh, man.
I like you over there.
That's right.
I don't like you over here.
It's a shame. Where's Dr. Seuss when you need him? You know?
Exactly.
Oh, well, that's the way it goes. Okay, so just, you can get out to a golf course. 74% of them are still open and probably will remain so. With the caveat of one person per cart, don't touch the flag sticks, don't let other people use your clubs. Most of the golf carts are one person per cart, and they are sanitized for your protection. That's what most of the golf course people are doing. And it's mostly the golf pros, man, that are doing this all alone. I know some of the courses around here, man, all of the clubhouse help is gone. And they've got like the pro who's doing everything. He's getting there before sunup and pulling out the carts, and he's wiping them down with the alcohol rub. And he's making what arrangements he can to get you paid for greens fees, taking phone calls and doing everything, and he's all alone.
He is the essential staff.
That's right. That is right. He is essential. Golf pros are essential persons in this world. Trust us on this one. So you can't really go to anybody for a lesson these days, but you can always come to us. If you've got a particular problem, ask Jeff. Just send him an email here, and we'll approach it with video lessons that you can watch at home alone.
That's right. As a matter of fact, one of our listeners has reached out to me just a couple of days ago and said, "Hey, I love your show, and I love what you're talking about, and I want your help." And he's sending me some videos, and we had a conversation already. And next thing you know, I've given him some video advice.
There you go.
And he's making his golf swing better already.
And we can do it for you, too. It's just simply Jeff at thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Okay? All right. Hang out with us. We'll be right back. We got some more. Don't you move. Now, more than ever, it's very critical to take care of yourself and to avoid unnecessary trips to the doctor, the chiropractor, and the masseuse. Social distancing is having an effect on everything these days, and nothing's more important right now than keeping your body healthy and pain-free. So if you're sitting at home suffering from aches and pains from arthritis, backaches, muscle soreness, maybe joint pain, and you want to try a drug-free solution, then you owe it to yourself to try the product that you're probably hearing about across so many podcasts. It's called CryoFreeze CBD Pain Relief Roll-On. It's an all-natural topical pain reliever that instantly ices out the pain with a 1-2 punch of super cold menthol and hemp CBD. Simply roll CryoFreeze onto your back, your neck, your hands, any other of the painful areas, and it will help block the pain, reduce the inflammation, and improve muscle and joint flexibility. CryoFreeze contains 10 powerful ingredients that combine to provide a powerhouse dose of relief which can last up to 8 hours, much longer than any other roll-on. So try CryoFreeze today and learn why so many people have rated it 5 stars and have written so many letters thanking Omax for the life-changing relief that they're getting from this product. And Omax is offering our listeners 20% off a 1-month supply of Omax CryoFreeze, plus free shipping. Now, this discount also applies toward any product site-wide. So just go to omaxhealth.com and enter the code WEEKEND. omaxhealth.com and enter the code WEEKEND to get 20% off Omax CryoFreeze site-wide. Okay? 20% off a 1-month supply of Omax CryoFreeze. And they'll even give you free shipping. The site is omaxhealth.com. So go there today, omaxhealth.com, and enter the code WEEKEND. That's the important part. omaxhealth.com. Enter the code WEEKEND, get 20% off Omax CryoFreeze and anything else site-wide. Of course, we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/golfguys, facebook.com/golfguys. A few moments left here with those Weekend Golf Guys. I'm John Ashton. He is Jeff Smith. We were talking about doing some practicing with a golf ball and a wedge out in your backyard. Don't do what a friend of mine did. He thought he was going to be so cool, man. He's got a tripod, and he got a little doodad for his smartphone to put on his tripod. And he was going to video himself, and he was going to see what it looked like to him if he was swinging on plane or what, and then maybe send it to you or somebody else like you to get a bit of a critique. I think it was the third ball he hit. Do you know how much it costs to replace a cell phone that you smash into with a golf ball?
You shouldn't be putting a camera, $700 camera, whatever they are in those cell phones, out in front of a moving golf ball.
Yeah, now you tell him.
Yeah.
Where were you a week ago when he needed you, Jeff?
Yeah, it's not a good idea,
no.
Right?
And I do want to say that this is not the proverbial, I'm talking about a real friend of mine. It wasn't me because I'm not that stupid. But I do have friends who are. So what does that make me in the long run?
You're thoroughly entertained. That's what you are.
Well, that's true, too. One thing, when you stop to think about it, do you know that at least half of your friends are below average?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great? That way you can just look at it and go, I'm the above average half of you guys.
That's right. I bring the whole curve up, buddy.
That's right.
And then a mathematician friend of mine said, "Oh, that's mean." Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Math joke, guys. I'm sorry. That's how bad it's gotten. I have reverted to math jokes.
I gotta tell you, in 7 years of this radio show, that's the first math joke ever.
That's right. Did you also hear about the wife who called down to her husband and said, "Hey, have you ever had a pain just immediately come across your body like someone's got a voodoo doll with a stick and a pin in it?" And the husband went, "No." And then the wife said, "How about now?" Those Weekend Golf Guys.
Like
Those weekendgolfguys.com. Facebook.com/golfguys. If his wife lets him out of the house, Jeff's going to go to the golf studio and probably do some more video lives. So if you just go and like us and follow us on the page, you will be alerted whenever Jeff gets there. And you're going to learn something. All right, check us out anytime. You can catch us after we're off the air on any podcast platform that you like, including iHeart, TuneIn, Spotify, Apple, Google, you name it, we're there. And we're here again next week. 74% of the courses are open. Hey, go play some golf. In this week's bonus content, Jeff explains the color coding for hazard markers and the associated penalties that we're going to ignore that go along with them. And it's us, those Weekend Golf Guys, back again. Jeff's got his rule book. I have shredded mine, burned mine, buried mine. Actually, that was $14.95 that I decided I was never going to spend. Here's my question. I think this is a question a lot of people have. I can never keep it straight. Red hazard, yellow hazard. What's the difference? And why should I care? Because I'm just going to drop a ball on the fairway anyhow.
They're different colors, John.
Yeah, okay. Why are they different colors?
Well, because there's a different mixture of colors. Okay.
He just came from Lowe's, by the way, so he knows all this color stuff.
So
please.
Red indicates a lateral hazard. as in over there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And yellow kind of indicates they call it a water hazard, but a lot of people kind of look at it like it's a frontal hazard, like it's up in front of me.
Okay.
Like I have to cross it.
Okay.
Where a lateral hazard gives you the option of dropping to the side. And even on the other side is some of them, couple club lengths, point of entry, those kind of things. So they give you a little bit of different options. But the yellow hazard is usually for a hazard that you absolutely have to go over.
Okay.
Instead of being able to hit it around the side of it.
Okay.
To play the hole. There are more options on the red hazard than there are on the
yellow is the ones with the drop zones, right?
Yeah, and they'll put drop zones out there for that because there are people who struggle to get them over water for mostly a psychological reason.
So even water counts as a red hazard if it's on the side.
Yeah, so that's why they name them. The yellow one is named a water hazard, but truth be told, is it's really kind of in many people's viewpoint a frontal hazard, as in it must be crossed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Whereas a lot of lateral hazards, you don't have to cross that thing at all to play the hole. And so there's different dropping options and whatnot.
Okay. Are the penalty strokes the same?
Uh-huh. It's just that the options really are the difference.
What are the penalty strokes?
One, and then you pull it out and you get 2 club lengths.
Okay.
So think of it this way. You're paying 1 stroke to move it out of there 2 club lengths from the point that it last crossed the margin of the hazard.
That brings me to my next question.
Yes. No closer to the hole, by the way.
Exactly. Because that extra 3-4 inches might,
No. That actually is kind of an important thing because let's look at it for a second. On a ball that you hit over a pond, it's a yellow hazard, and it lands, as in hits the ground on the other side of the pond,
right?
Comes back into the water. That ball never came to rest on the other side of that hazard. Never navigated that hazard. Didn't stop over there. But the last point it crossed was actually over there.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
But you can't drop it over there because it's closer to the hole where the last point it crossed the hazard. Closer to the hole. Can't go on the other side, drop it on the other side because it's closer to the hole. So you got to go where it crossed on this side of the hazard on your side and drop it over there. So, yeah, that's why the no closer to the hole thing kind of matters.
Well,
I made it over the water.
I got it over.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You didn't. You didn't.
Just because I put some fantastic spin on it, it rolled backwards.
Guess what? Didn't make it over the hazard, brother.
That's splitting hairs right there, buddy.
No. Did you make it over the hazard or not? Answer is no. Where's your ball? It's back in there. Okay. It's in there, dude. It didn't make it over.
Do you realize how much money that's going to cost people who have psychological problems with water hazards? Listen, I'm going to lose 3 balls on this thing, so I'm just going to give you $5 and go over the other side, okay?
Sure. I'll take the $5. You're a lousy chipper anyway. I'm good.
The question I had is on navigation. You're playing a fairway, and completely down the side, the right-hand side of this fairway, all the way down, straight down, is a lake. You're on the tee, you hit the ball, it goes in the water. How do you determine at what point on the fairway it crossed into the hazard?
You got to, there's a place where everybody can kind of estimate because you're standing on the tee and you got your players all have a certain specific viewing angle, right? So if people are looking at that, the point where the ball last crossed the margin of the hazard, usually good golf courses have red paint on the grounds, yellow paint on the ground, and then you can determine approximately where the last point that ball was in the air flying over that particular spot on the line.
Right.
And then you go to that particular spot on the line and put yourself a nice little tee in the ground, go get your driver out, and then go mark off from that spot on the line 2 club lengths and put another tee in the ground and drop it somewhere in there.
Okay, now
no closer to the hole.
Well, that brings up this scenario. My ball is flying into the hazard at a 45-degree angle. Okay? If you were to go along the line of flight of the ball, then you would have to stay at that 45-degree angle. But what most people are going to do is they're going to pick the point that they determined the ball actually went into the hazard, and then they're going to come at 90 degrees straight out as far as they can, hopefully getting it close enough to fairway or to rough that's not cut too high.
Well, the rule says that it's got to be 2 club lengths, no closer to the hole from that spot.
Yeah.
So that gives you an arc. It gives you a place on that point, right? You can go as far this way and as far that other way as you could possibly go without making that spot closer to the hole. Drop it there.
What is the scenario in which you can move the ball on a straight line back as far as you need to?
That's a yellow hazard.
A yellow hazard.
Right.
Okay.
You can go back. That's one of the options in a yellow hazard is to go there and go as far back as you want to, keeping that spot between you and the hole.
So that if the water is beside you, though, you can't do that.
Well, yeah, you can.
Can you?
Yeah, you can, but the odds of that ever happening because the water's on the side.
You've never seen me play recently,
well, right? But they do let you go back as far on the other side of the creek, right? If it's a creek on the right side, and if it goes in over here and then the creek's over here and you want to drop it on the other side over there, okay, that's taking that point and going as far back as you want to.
Because that did happen on a hole. There was a par 5 and there's a little about 3 foot wide creek.
Yeah.
And my ball went over the creek, but it was pretty gnarly rough on the other side of the creek.
Sure.
So I just moved
because a lot of times the other side of the creek is usually not maintained.
No, it's not
usually
maintained.
Some trees and some junk and place you don't want to go. So that's not necessarily a common thing. It's in the rules, but I mean, it's not necessarily commonly used on a red hazard. That's why I said you'll see it on yellow hazard more, because more often than not, those frontal hazards, those yellow ones, are right out there in front of you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a big hill and it goes down into the hill, right?
Frontal hazard.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you want to go back as far as you want, so you could go all the way back up the hill until you can drop it back on the tee box in that par 3 that you just duffed it into the water, right?
Right.
Instead of going 2 club lengths, which would put you on a downslope, which means you're probably going to hit the next one in the water.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's where you see it more often being used. The rule applies in both places.
Okay.
But what you can't do is you can't double up on the ruling. You can't say, oh, well, I'm going to take that point and go 2 club lengths to the side, and then I'm going to go back as far as I want to. That's where they popped Tiger Woods a few years ago on the 13th hole at the Masters. No, the 15th hole at the Masters, where he strikes the flag stick and the ball comes back into the water.
Uh-huh.
And then he takes the drop. He goes back as far as he wants to, but actually in reality, he went to the side and then as far back as he wanted to. But there was a rules official right on site. He was standing right there. And then they started to call it like you couldn't do that on the television. And I'm like, wait a second, time out. That's done.
Yeah.
The rules official said that's okay.
Yeah.
So apparently the rules official got it wrong. And then some other rules official in the TV booth said, no, you can't do that. The problem is that the guy on site said, yeah, you can. So therefore he could. There's a little mistake there.
The idea of a rules official or a player going to a rules official and getting a ruling and working from that ruling and having that ruling wrong is okay. Having the player do what the rules official told him was okay to do and then having that ruling reversed and penalizing the player for doing it wrong, that is not okay.
That's exactly what just happened in the scenario I just talked about, because they popped him for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is just not okay.
It's not.
Because if you tell me, if the umpire calls me safe,
you're safe. Done.
I'm safe. Unless they want to
story.
do, if they want to do a video replay and decide, well, that's fine. But tell me before they put me on third base. Don't let me go call me safe at second and then let another play go, and then suddenly say, wait a minute, he was out at second, so that doesn't count. No. Rulings stand once the player, at least that would, when they make me king of golf, that's going to be it.
Once they make the ruling, they've made the ruling.
Yeah.
They got it wrong. They throw their hands in the air and go, oh,
yeah,
egg on my face. Sorry.
I'm a bad rules official.
But they're trying to protect the entire field.
Yeah.
At the same time, they're trying to protect the player himself. And so I know why they reversed it, because they're trying to protect the entire field, right? And getting it right is supposed to be the ultimate thing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so they hurt one player, but they didn't hurt all the rest of them.
Yeah. Well,
so I understand the decision.
I know how that works, but some of them should spend 40 minutes trying to officiate a women's basketball game and then tell me how bad calls Never mind. Yeah. That's a whole different can of worms I don't want to open right now. We've got more time together. We're going to be talking more about rules in golf and how you should deal with them and ignore them or follow them or whatever when we come right back. Don't move.